what one man can achieve with an utter lack of charisma.
One of the great achievements of our time.
Alan Cox.
On 100.7.
Things, but that doesn't sound like a positive combination.
And my guess is the meth was not recovered.
You think that was all gone by the time
Yeah, I'm guessing he's like,
got out there.
I'll turn myself in after all this meth is gone.
Hey, man, meth ain't that bad.
All right, well, I'll take your word for it. According to, you've got a co-conspirator there in Bam Margera. But he has turned himself into, this is all in Pennsylvania, right? He lives outside Philly. WGAL television was the first to report this. I don't know if that's Central PA. I don't know what it is. He shows up in like a collared, checked shirt. Looking, looking a little bit better than you probably might expect him to. I don't think I ever knew his name was Brandon. Brandon Margera. Turned himself in to authorities in Chester County. Oh, look at him. He's all cleaned up and looks relatively meth-free, not taking any questions from people. You hope he can keep it together.
For real.
Yeah, people like Bam. I mean, Steve-O figured it out.
Yeah.
I wonder what the difference is there with Brandon. Can't get it together. Anyway, it could have gone a lot worse than this. So that's good news. Turned himself in this morning. It's fingerprinted and photographed. And they set his bail at $50,000. What's the charge? Assault?
Yeah.
Okay. Everything went great. He said the accusations are false. Everything my brother is saying is not true. And we will sue him for defamation.
Okay.
And he will be evicted from Castle Bam sooner than later. I don't know if you want to call your place Castle Bam.
No, it is like a castle, though.
I know, but in a public statement about charges against you, maybe keep it on the straight and narrow. Because this is his statement. Well, I guess it's on Instagram, but still, it's a public statement. The reason this happened is because I read his phone saying he wants me back in California, and he wants to find a way to 302 me. Is that that's probably a police code for mental instability or something? What is a 302?
I have no idea.
Involuntary commitment.
Ah.
I mean, every married guy knows about that.
All right.
Hey-o.
Okay,
Hey.
that's enough. That's enough.
What?
You voluntarily said I do.
Yes, I did. And I'd do it all over again, baby.
But would Gwen?
That's the problem.
That's a question for another day. Involuntary commitment is what his... and he ends it with, F him, against his brother. Pennsylvania Stadies had issued the arrest warrant for him on Monday. He allegedly punched his brother in the face during a fight at their home in Pocopson Township. All right. Jesse Margera told the cops that Bam had pounded on and kicked his locked bedroom door and punched him in the eye, nose, and ear. Well, listen, I mean, there's a lot going on here. I don't know if you've necessarily got the moral high ground when you've been extracted from a forest with meth. But hopefully they'll get that all figured out.
Hey, man, meth ain't that bad.
A lot of people can identify with this kind of stuff. I think people think that...
Lots of people have brothers.
A lot of people have brothers. But I think that there's this notion that because you're well-known, that it also means you're rich. There are a lot of people who are famous and aren't rich. Lance Bass comes to mind. Those NSYNC guys, boy.
He's rich.
Well, he is now, but he wasn't when he was in sync. None of those guys were. Because Lou Pearlman took all their money. So they all have a lot more money now than he did then. But glad that he's got it all figured out. By the way, one day after, I think we talked about it yesterday, and they got so much bad press that they are backtracking on that whole going back 20 years in Ohio to get people to pay their parking tickets.
Idiots.
And again, this should underscore to people how much sneaky crap they try to do. Because they just got so much heat because it became a public thing, because a plain dealer started to report on it. Because it became public information, that's when they said, okay, like Dave Yost, who's the AG in Ohio, decided it was probably going to be too much of a hassle. He's blaming Cleveland. He's like, well, we can't do it because they kept bad records. Some nonsense like that. Right.
But he's probably also not wrong.
I guess, but you might want to figure that out before you tell people we're going to go back 20 years and get people to pay their parking tickets.
The hell you were.
Well, that was the plan. Then word got out. People started talking about it, and it's an automated system for collecting unpaid debts. And I guess they're going, quote, back to the drawing board. And I like to envision them in one of these conference rooms with a giant drawing board. And what it says is, how are we going to get more money from people?
It just says tickets with an arrow and then 2 question marks.
2 question marks. Old, and then somebody else writes old tickets.
Right.
Even better. 20-year-old tickets. Cleveland municipal courts have to be responsible for handling refunds. It's their mistake, so it must be their cure. Yeah, well, whatever. Because it costs them money to do it too. They don't want. We don't want to spend $21 to get a $20 ticket paid.
Right.
That sounds exactly like the kind of fiscal management, though, that this city is so well known for. Quite frankly, to spend $21 to make $20. That's like the gambler's mentality.
Yo,
they should have Mary Santora come and speak to them.
I will teach you everything you need to know.
The city's fiscal managers.
About finances.
Yeah, really get an earful from her.
And probability.
This is a person whose expertise you should avail yourself of.
Everybody. Just message me. I'll tell you how to live your life better than you're doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything, and I'm never wrong. So, you're welcome, America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You are welcome, America.
I don't know if Mary
There's no
should
other
be
way
in
to
charge
put
of
it.
this. She can't even keep track of what her credit card gets her.
That's true. I don't even know what airlines I'm on half the time. I wander around the airport like
Just walk into lounges.
Wow.
Let me in your lounge. I have
need
a credit card.
I have a Visa through my credit union. Does that allow me in here? I can use it at the gas station. Treat me like a plebe.
Like vermin.
You can drop the hillbilly from you and you're just bougie now.
Dude, I still wear a monster backpack. No, I'm not. Whatever.
You can tap my feet, man, but how dare you touch my Monster Energy drink backpack? How dare you touch my swag?
This was a prize.
That's
You
right.
see that top pocket? That fits a flat bill hat, ma'am.
How do you like that? Let me give you $1,000, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Once an hour, you get one of these keywords, and with it, a chance to put a little green in your pocket. So I hope you do. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Check. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com. This Week in Jesus.
This Week in Jesus, God's porn star. This is someone that we can all. This is a Christian porn star who quit her teaching job because she said God told her to. God, you know, when people love the phrase, God is great. God really is great because you can get him to do anything. It doesn't have to be anything that makes sense. You can just attribute anything you want to that guy, provided you believe in God, of course. I don't, so it's all made up. But Courtney Tilia is a now former teacher. It always amazes me. I mean, these super hot chicks that are like teachers, no disrespect to teachers, but listen, I went to school. I didn't have any teachers that look like this. It's like they're just waiting around for something to be developed like OnlyFans. She was raised in a very religious household. And she was raised in her own words, to be a good Christian girl, went to Catholic school, ended up being a teacher at a Catholic school. But surprise, surprise, was never truly happy in her career. And so she's decided to change what she was doing. She's 36. She's from L.A. Decided to enter the adult industry. I love this. With encouragement from her husband.
Yeah, duh.
Honey, I'll make the sacrifice. If we can make money by you getting railed by other dudes, then I guess I'm willing to make that sacrifice. But she said it wasn't just her husband. It was her other husband. God.
Jesus.
God had a say in it, too. I felt super disconnected from myself when I was a teacher, she says, and I felt super disconnected from God.
And it was just so hard making all those kids eat vomit.
Yeah.
It's really
For free, no less.
Mm-hmm.
I can be on camera doing that and making money. She said, when I started connecting myself back to God, I felt the nudge to help liberate women from their sexual shame.
I love this.
I mean, there's no harm in it, but I really do continue to enjoy, for good or ill, the things that people will attribute to God.
Well,
That God told them to do, and then fill in the blank, because nobody can prove you wrong.
that's my point, is that now if Christians, a very big part of the Bible is that you don't know God's will. Like, one human to another can't say, well, God didn't tell you that. You know, so now if Christians are either going to, well, not that they
Well,
are.
no, but everybody loves
Big on
telling you that
hypocrites,
they
but
know what God says.
But it's different for every person. So that means that if Christians want to tell her, God doesn't want you to do porn, and she says, well, he told me specifically that I did, they're going to be torn about it. They
Talk
don't know
about
what
a
her
burning
relationship-
bush.
Oh, God.
Yeah!
There he is.
No?
No.
She said her porn career now leaves her feeling holy and sacred. Holy.
holy indeed.
Holy, not Holey. And so she considers herself God's porn star, and she is very cute.
I love that.
She's got kind of a Lisa Ann vibe to her, you know. See, these girls, you know what side your bread's buttered, right? You might be hot, but put on some glasses, and all of a sudden you
whole
also
nother
look
thing.
smart.
Yeah.
So obviously she makes a hell of a lot more money now than she did when she was a teacher. But, you know, we always get these after stories. The before story is pretty boring. She's just a super hot teacher. But you have to be like, oh, my God, imagine this woman's walking around your school. It was only a matter of time before they would have gotten rid of her for something. You know, you're mixing up with nuns. She's teaching at a Catholic school.
It's also one of those things where it's like, not one of my teachers, not
No.
one, even was like, they just were all old ladies.
I still
Yeah.
had teachers in the full habit. You only saw their face.
Oh, that's what that's called?
Yes.
Is that why Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit is called
Yes,
that?
dummy. Oh, get out. This is why you can't sleep in the lounge.
Well, no. Let's.
You don't get to sleep.
I thought it was like back in the habit of singing, like a habit that you do. I didn't know it was called a habit. Cody, you don't get to tell me where I can and can't sleep.
It's got a double meaning. Oh, the best jokes always do.
Look at
A
that.
double entendre, if you will.
23 years later, the movie makes sense.
She was today years old when she
Aw.
learned what a habit was.
All right. Well, that made me happy. That's a good thing to know.
There you go. Yeah, back in the habit is their joke there. This girl, however, since quitting her teaching job, it might not shock you to learn, makes about $100,000 a month.
Good for her.
She has 18,000 loyal subscribers. And she says she's way more connected with her faith now than she ever has been. And so she is feeling great about it. I'm sure her husband is feeling great about it too. We are not meant to suppress or deny things like our pleasure and sexual expression. We're meant to enjoy them and embody them fully as God had intended. Listen, there's nothing in the Bible that says that you can't take pictures of your boobies.
It's true.
Nothing.
Very,
You
very
show me
true.
chapter and verse where it says that you may not showeth the whole, and I'll shut up. But until then,
God is in his holy temple.
That's right. That is right.
Before we go to break, there's some breaking news.
Oh, there always is.
Alan Cox Show! Exclusive news update!
Jerry Springer still dead?
Yes, but
He
also
re-died.
Lamar Jackson has agreed to a 5-year deal with the Baltimore Ravens. So he's going to stay a Raven, which I know a lot of people thought he was going to get traded or end up somewhere else. But he's
Not Lamar Jackson from the Jackson 5? I thought maybe he was
No.
going on tour again.
Lamar Jackson, the quarterback.
Oh.
He's just got a 5-year extension with the Ravens. Don't know how much money he's getting yet, but it sounds like he's getting a lot.
Is there a Lamar in the Jackson 5, Cody?
I didn't think so.
Alan Cox Show! Exclusive news update!
I'm going to take a break here. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192.